Hi, my name is Lane Garner, and this is why we should keep the arts in the schools. We have seen a dramatic decline in the art programs over the years, and it is having a negative impact on our nation's youth. These programs can have a huge impact on students not only academically, but quite possibly on every aspect of the student's life. During the No Child Left Behind Act signed by George W. Bush in 2002, and the recession of 2008, along with states adopting Common Core state standards, many schools have made major cuts or dropped their art programs altogether. Programs like fine arts, music, dance, drama, just to name a few. According to Jen McDonald with Kettle Moran School for Arts and Performance, the schools had to focus on core subjects that required standardized testing, which does not include art classes. Because of this, many schools reroute funding from the art programs to core subjects like math and English classes. What she is trying to explain is the U.S. was doing bad at standardized tests, so schools became more focused on raising these scores. It didn't really work, though. Many teachers, parents, and education advocates have voiced their opinions about the importance of integrating the arts in a child's education. My kids are lucky to go to a school that recognizes the importance of the art classes. They have teachers that have dedicated a big part of their lives to bringing these classes to the schools. But even our school has recently experienced a deduction in funding, which forced our school to have to downsize. We lost some excellent teachers, ones that were great advocates when it came to keeping the arts in our schools. Arts that my children enjoyed. But some still feel the arts are not important. They are just extracurricular activities. By looking at studies and data throughout the years, we can see that the arts are not just extracurricular activities, but rather they have academic and behavioral benefits, along with benefits for children with a lower socioeconomic status. By the end of this speech, I hope we will see the benefits of keeping the arts in our schools. First, we're going to talk about the academic benefits. The opposing argument is this. According to Nicole Kirchner, it comes down to necessity and welfare rather than an argument of extra intellectual enrichment. What she is saying is that when it comes to choosing math or drawing class, math is more beneficial. This is the basis of the opposing argument. There are things that are more important than art. My view is a little different. According to Sandra S. Rupert, high school students who take art classes have higher math and verbal SAT scores than students who take no art classes. So wouldn't it be nicer to have this option? Sandra says that arts need to be front and center. The argument says that forcing children to take art will have negative effects on the student. But that doesn't mean we need to cut the programs out of the schools completely. A lot of schools, my kids' schools included, have done programs so the child has the opportunity to take an art. Some are after-school programs, some are offered in the morning or on certain days of the week. But the important thing is that they are offered, giving the child the option, and it is being done through the school. This makes it more accessible to the child and more affordable to the parent. Providing opportunities for the kids is important. Many schools, to keep their programs alive, have sought out sponsors and partnerships, like the Mr. Holland's Opus Foundation, which says that their mission to keep music alive in our schools by providing vital support services. Our next topic, we're going to move to behavior benefits. Remember that the argument says that the arts are not as important. But some studies suggest that arts have positive influence on a student's behavior, which can make for a better learning environment and school climate. According to the Missouri Alliance for Arts Education, attendance rates are higher for districts with higher levels of student enrollment in the arts when compared to districts with lower levels of arts participation. So what Missouri Alliance is trying to say basically is the higher the level of arts participation, the lower the rate of student behaviors requiring disciplinary actions. This relationship was especially true for specific categories of negative student behavior, including acts of violence and other infractions that required out-of-school suspensions and suspensions of more than 10 days. Seems to me so far that by having a way for a child to express themselves creatively may help them make better decisions as a whole. If schools can provide this, it means kids will have better access to these arts. Next, we move to the benefits for kids with lower socioeconomic status. Remember that the argument is that the arts are not as important. But many of these kids don't have access to the arts, and their parents are unable to afford lessons in the arts through the community. According to National Endowment for the Arts, students involved highly in arts but had low socioeconomic status were 30% more likely to choose a major that aligns with a professional career, such as accounting, education, nursing, or social sciences, when compared to low art students with lower socioeconomic status. Young adults who had intensive art experiences in high school are more likely to show civic-minded behavior than young adults who did not, with comparatively high levels of volunteering, voting, and engagement with local or school politics. These are all things that we value as a society. In conclusion, we talked about the opposing view. The opposing view says it comes down to necessity and welfare rather than enrichment. But when it comes to the arts, there are also academic benefits. Kids who took an art had higher math and verbal SAT scores. Attendance rates were higher, and students that participated in an art had lower rates of requiring disciplinary actions. There are also benefits for kids with lower socioeconomic status. They were 30% more likely to choose a professional career when they were involved in the arts. So I hope that I provided enough support in favor of maintaining, if not increasing, the current levels of art education available to our students, even in these uncertain economic times. Thank you for listening.